Hi guys, Laura here from Musically Motivated. We thought it would be a cool idea to do a video music review, and what better time to do it than now when we've just had Ed Sheeran's Multiply album drop. It literally was released a couple of days ago, so I think it's the perfect time to give that a little review and see how this goes. I've never done this before, I've never actually done a video, so I think it's going to be really hit and miss, I'm afraid. Could go either way. I'm also struggling as well because I'm using the iPad. I don't know how to edit or cut videos or do any of that sort of thing. So, you know, if I say a word wrong or I need to pause, or I don't know, I want a drink or something, I'm just going to have to keep going. So, and I'm in my room, you know, it's just getting worse. You can see Eeyore. Yeah, great. But it won't always be like this. We are really professional over here at Musically Motivated. This is just this one, just to give it a go, and we'll get your feedback, and we'll review it, and we'll see how it can go for next time. But yeah, in terms of Ed Sheeran, it's the Multiply album. It's not the sequel, but it's the kind of run-up from the last critically acclaimed debut album, which was called Plus. So, as Billboard state, Ed has continuously demonstrated a skill for shrugging off the conventions of media pop. I think he has such an edge about him, which is what made him so immediately accessible the first time around when he released that album. I think Multiply is an extension of the raw emotion that we've witnessed him to have in previous songs such as The A-Team and Lego House, where he's really had the ability to kind of captivate the audience until like the very last note. One reason I really love Ed is because regardless of age, gender, genre preference, he showcases his talent in such a way where he so successfully like appeals to the masses. I love that everybody is on his side, everybody is rooting for him, you know, whether you are an avid hip hop fan or an indie fan. It's apparent that he enjoys being a versatile artist, and it literally fascinates me how he can so smoothly slip through the gears of being able to produce like a soulful ballad and then like a rocky kind of drama to like poetic hip hop, and that is literally presented in this album. No two songs are the same, even though you can relate to them a little bit and they kind of have similar meanings. Like, they're definitely not the same, and that does happen a lot in albums, and I think that's where a lot of his likability comes from. You can also really identify with his skill for songwriting in this album, from the lyrics to the wordplay to the song content. He literally he gives you so much that it calculates to such an amalgamation of emotion, and it really does get you in your feelings, and that's another thing I like about Ed Sheeran. I like being able to relate. I like relatable songs. I think most people are drawn towards artists and songs where you can connect with it and you kind of put it towards your own personal life, whether it's whether it's relating to a breakup or relating to a song that makes you feel powerful. He has that quality about him that brings you in and makes you want to stay right to the end, and that's exactly what I did with this album. I didn't skip any of the songs, I didn't skim through it, I literally pressed play and I listened to the whole album, and I think that is very rare nowadays. I think on most albums you can like 5 or 6 out of 12 tracks, and it's not a bad thing, but I think that's just how it goes. But with this album, definitely it's gained my respect in that aspect, because you can listen to the whole thing and completely enjoy it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I've got my phone here, again professional, and I'm going to what I can do is I'll play the songs and you can hear it in the background, and then just kind of go through it that way. I think that'll be easier thing to do. The first one then, first up, is called One. It's a bit loud for a start. It's a particularly quiet track. It's the first on the album because it's it's the first one he actually wrote. He wrote this one back in 2011. It's about a said girlfriend back in the day, and there's a lot of falsetto in this album, and I think he demonstrates his newfound love for that really well in this. And I really like the guitar aspect, because I think a lot of people were thinking that he may lose that. You know, that is what made him like the likeable character that he is, and people wanted him to always have that guitar by his side, and he does demonstrate that really well in this one. I think you can hear that. Oh, wait a second, sorry. Right. Second song. It's called I'm a Mess. It's a bit faster paced than the second one. I think this is really just uncluttered and real. He does really well to kind of display affection and emotion without the self-pity and without the whininess of it. Like, I don't think there's not many boys who can kind of do a whole album about ex-girlfriends and lost loves, and it sounds good, to be honest. He does also, he often speaks about his love-hate relationship with alcohol, and I think he addresses that quite a lot in this one. The album, the chorus is kicking in. I do really like this one. Got the urge to sing. I'm not going to do it though, I'm not going to. Okay. I think we all know which one this is. Produced by Pharrell. He actually didn't want to release this one at first. I think because, so loud. I think it's because it was a bit out of his comfort zone. It's more of the R&B vibe, which obviously he's not really used to. And you know, there's a lot going around at the moment that Pharrell was the one to kind of push him to do that, to say that it's gonna have the success it deserves if this is the first single. And you know, he's not wrong. I don't think he's wrong at all there. Okay, this is one of the most talked about songs on the album. It's number 4 and it's called Don't. You may or may not know why, and I will tell you. This is the song where he literally lays it all on the table and he discusses the girlfriend that cheated on him with somebody in the same hotel, like literally on different floors. He does that. Anyway, he wasn't going to release this, as in he wasn't even going to put it on the album because he thought it was too personal. But I think the people that heard the demo, they urged him to put it on there, and I don't think he'll regret doing it either. After getting that encouragement to put it on the album, he was then going to release it as the first single, but I don't know if you'll hear it in a minute. It says "Don't Fuck With My Love," and I think they didn't feel it was appropriate for that to be like the lead track of the album, so they kept it to sing. But this is sad. There's speculation of who that person is. I think there's like Taylor Swift and Ellie Goulding. But interestingly, he did actually say publicly that he would never badmouth Taylor Swift. So that kind of takes her out of the equation a little bit, and it leaves you kind of guessing who it might be about. But who are we to know? Right, number 5. This is my favourite song on the album. It's called Nina. And I really like the piano riffs at the beginning of this. It's all about it's about falling for somebody when he was a little bit younger and then hanging out, and the hardship that comes with being in the music industry. It's you know, it's obviously someone that he broke their heart, and I don't doubt that there is an actual Nina, so she's probably listening to it thinking, okay, thanks. But yeah, I do like this one. As I said, it's my favourite. There's always got to be a boring one, isn't there? There's always got to be a bad one, and I think this one's it. This is 6. It's called Photographs. It's kind of like a mellow respite from the heavier emotional tracks that are on the album, but it doesn't really give me much, to be honest. I didn't skip it at all, but I think it's easily forgotten about. I like the guitar in it. I think the production on the whole album is great, to be honest. Enough of that, I'm bored now. Right, Bloodstream, number 7. Oh, get comfy. As I was just saying, I really like the production on this album. I think that really does make it, you know, top notch, as they would say, top notch. I think nowadays it is a lot about the beat, it is a lot about the production. It's not even about lyrics anymore, but that's what Ed does so well. He's such an incredible songwriter that he is able to give you a good production and, you know, collab with those sorts of people and give you such hard-hitting, thought-provoking lyrics as well. So I do like this one. It's slightly darker, it's a bit more mature, but I do like it, I do like it. Next one is called Tenerife Sea. This is actually positive, you know, it hasn't got the uncertainty of lost love and things in it. It's not fearful, it's not doubtful, it's not negative, it's all about looking so wonderful in your dress. Yeah. Basically the whole song is just cute and sweet. It's, you know, it's a declaration of love. It's not, oh, you cheated on me, or oh, I'm drunk again. So it's a nice twist, but it's okay. Love this one. As I've just been talking about, it's production. I love the instrumental on it. Not really got much to say apart from that, to be honest. Again, it's about oh, this one might be about his dad, actually. I'm good at this, aren't I? There's Daddy. It's about you know, alcoholic father, having so much love for your family but not wanting to necessarily be around it, which I'm sure some of us can relate to. Okay, this is a song, it's a lot of people's favourites from who I've spoken to so far, and I'll just let you listen to it and you can see how. It's got such a Mike Skinner vibe to it from the Streets. I really like the hip hop edge to it. It appeals to me because I'm such a hip hop fan, so I'm really drawn to this one. It's very much like Nina, actually. I don't know if there's any correlation between the songs, but again, it's about being with somebody back in the day but not being able to wholly be with them because of the music industry and breaking their heart and the pain that they've kind of felt going through that process. It kind of says, you know, I'm not in love with you, I don't need you, and then later on in the song it's gone, I lied in the hook, I do love you and I do need you, which is quite nice, even though it's not, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do really like this song. It's probably my second favourite, actually. So Nina and the Man, 10 out of 10. Thinking Out Loud. I really like the harmonies on this song, which are really nice. It's kind of like what I said earlier about his versatility. Like, he's gone from poetic hip hop to a ballad. Like one song after another. It's just so it's cool. I like it. His vocals are just amazing. It's another positive song regarding love. It's another positive vibe, which is nice as well. And that was number 11. So number 12. This is a really sad song. It's called I Fire Love. And it's about his granddad. His granddad had Alzheimer's disease, and he actually finished writing this song at his funeral. I believe he was writing it a couple of weeks before, and it kind of all came to a halt at the same time. So I can imagine this is very personal for him, but I think it ends the album very well. I think the melodies, the lyrics, the production, it brings it to such a nice climax, regardless of the song. I really like this. Overall, I think it's such a good ensemble. I think there is a good mixture of everything in this album. And it's not the same as Plus, it's not the same as his debut album, and I think that's what a lot of people were worried about. I think people thought he was just going to play it safe and stick to the same sort of tune, where it's evident that he has matured and he has progressed and his songwriting has expanded, and you know, he knows how to play the audience now. He's attracting such a broad audience with this album, and I think that is going to make him one of this generation's most successful singer-songwriters. I think he's not just going to be somebody that's liked, he's not going to just be somebody that's popular. He will have a legacy, his legacy will live on, I think, and for somebody who's 23 years old, it's such a massive achievement. And for somebody who I didn't really listen to before, I think he's done exceedingly well, and I hope this album really does get the recognition it deserves. From what I've heard so far, everybody is loving it, and I'm sure, well, I won't say sure because I don't know, but I really hope that what you've heard so far, that you are inclined to kind of purchase it or listen to it, whichever way you wish to. So yeah, I hope that was alright. I just gave you kind of short snippets. If you have any feedback or if you have any advice on anything, then just give us a comment or reach us. We are on Twitter at mmhub. And we have our website, which is musicallymotivated.com. So that was my review of Ed Sheeran's Multiply album, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you haven't cringed too much. I hope you haven't been staring at Eeyore too much, because he is very shy. Feel sorry for him, but there's nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Mwah, bye.